And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Strategic Command World War I in the Cold Arms campaign as the Central Powers. And I think we're making great strides in Russia and Serbia, as well as we're not necessarily suffering in other theaters. Might improve the supply situation there a little bit. We do have some pretty damaged ships at the moment, due to some run-ins we've had. I'm going to go ahead and repair the battleship here. Questioning whether or not I'll do the battle cruiser, but maybe. Okay, send the pre-dreadnought to the bottom. Big national morale boost to the Austro-Hungarians. Germany will repair their sub. Preparation for sending it out again. Take over Bardia there. With the partisans. I'd rather have you guys heal, but I don't want the hole in the line, so I'm going to plug the hole first. Yeah, that's probably the guy we're going to bombard. Got a bunch of British up here. Aren't necessarily dug in super hard. How many shells do we have? 2. Yeah. Let's start off with a recon run. And then bombardment. Okay. I could, if we had the action points, and we probably do have the action points, I could take up that position again. You know what? Sure. The trench is still facing the right way. And we could attack. I think that's a bit too fair of an exchange there, and I don't want to take that level of fairness. Do some reconnaissance with the... Or do we want to upgrade the airships? We did pick up the airship upgrade, so we can get the extra range. Let's take the range upgrade this turn. And then purchase-wise, we do want the replacement to the one we lost. And then research-wise, we've almost got to have our infantry. Yeah, we're 5% off. So probably next turn we will have infantry weapons 1. Let's grab production technology. We just finished that. So let's get another tick in that. The more of this we get, the cheaper it is to replace units that get destroyed. or build completely brand new ones. You've got supply 8. You've got supply 5. Okay, so you probably want to start making your way back. Like this guy. That wasn't what we wanted to hit. Supply's down to 6, so we're going to start working our way back with all of these ships. You're down to 6. So we have one more run-in with a raid or blockade, and you're probably going to want to come back as well. Now, this isn't... Having to have them come back is not the end of the world. We are coming up on advanced subs, so we can upgrade them before sending them back out again. That would be quite... That could potentially be quite useful. Oh, in effect, we have a sub here. We should start working that sub out. And then I can repair that one. So we'll do that. 9's probably good enough. Okay, that should put the artillery in position for the next turn. And we're going to open fire on Niche and Pristina. So there should be 2 HQs. Should be 1 Serbian and 1 Montenegrin. That's the Serbian one. Don't know where the Montenegrin one is. I may have destroyed it earlier and I've just lost track of it. So, didn't mean to attack there. Honestly, didn't go that badly. Not gambling on more of that. We'll wait until we get the artillery shells raining on the next turn. We'll only have 2 shelling here. So we'll still have a little bit of entrenchment, but this is also a detachment. Whereas the core, we're probably going to want more shelling. But yeah, I think with these 2 places falling, Bulgaria will be coming into the war, and Serbia will probably be promptly exiting the war in short order. 1 to 2 is almost tempting. What am I saving up for Austria-Hungary with? 4. You get, no, you can't get that this turn, or this turn. You can get that next turn. We're reinforcing there. We can reinforce in the town, so we will do that. These guys both have 3 action points for whatever reason. So you're not going to be able to advance. Over here is fine. We have an infantry in the open with no entrenchment. We don't have the ability to disentrench with the Ottoman artillery yet, but we do have the ability to shoot with it and do a bunch of morale damage. So for a unit that is exposed, it gets us a decent exchange. Oh no, you only just entered that port, so you can't repair. Theory, I have one mine as the Ottomans. We'll just put a mine out there. The Austro-Hungarians, I think we're mostly stable. I don't think I can do any reinforcing over here for the moment. No. Let's go ahead and purchase a destroyer for them. Replace the one we lost. Oh, I may have done that. Well, actually, or they already had one in the queue. Either way, we've got another destroyer. We've got one coming in February, we've got one coming in March. Oh no, the one I purchased comes in March. The one that they already had in the queue apparently is coming in December. Unless it takes longer than I think it does to build one of these. 6 months? Should take 6 months. Yeah, September, March. So the one I just put in the queue is March. There was already one in the queue for February, not of next year, but the year after. Which is a little late in the war, all things considered. And we did a escort with the fighter bomb or the fighters, so I can't repair the fighters. Germany has a lot of resources, but if we get again, if we get Bulgaria into the war, we'll be wanting to spend it on Bulgaria. So I'm going to hold on to it. We are about to pick up a couple expensive, or about to complete a couple techs. We're completing infantry weapons and advanced subs. And basically when those complete, we'll just put the next chit in as a replacement. So infantry weapons, we couldn't grab the second chit until we complete the first one anyway. Advanced subs will be another 50, so we can put the third one in there as the first one completes. We're not going to do any more logistics, but we can spend that 50 someplace else. We're coming up on spying and intelligence, which will be good. Let's pick up a maritime bomber as Austria-Hungary. And then, actually thinking about it, we will do a little bit of diplomacy. So we've got enough stashed away that we can definitely put some investment here. As you can see, America is the most expensive for the Central Powers to invest in. We are going to invest one chit in the Netherlands to keep them happy. One chit in Norway. One chit in Denmark. And one in Sweden. You know, I'll go so far as to say we're going to put one in America as well. We're going to try to delay America's entry. Not that we've been inducing it to move faster. Bulgaria swings towards the Central Powers. Blockade one location. We did get advanced subs, did get logistics, did get the trench warfare on Austria-Hungary, artillery on the Ottomans. Looks like it's suddenly gone very muddy in September, so that'll be good for the defense. Although it may slow down some of our offenses. Okay, Destroyer found our sub. Okay, that will stop the interjecting the Russian line. At least for a turn. I feel like I might have forgotten to do the Eastern Front. And that's why we wanted to repair those in port. Because they can have the subs come up and just take random swings at them in port. So if we hadn't repaired them, we'd be in a situation where they might... And I think port provides you like an 80% protection bonus, right? So it's like an 80% chance you take no damage. So the ports are still very strong to be carrying in. This will be the last intercept that interceptor does until we repair it. Good thing we got that artillery there for defensive fire. Caucasus looks like they should hold for a few more turns, at least. We are still managing to disrupt some supply lines. The British woman Flora Sanders starts her career in the Serbian army. It's a bad time to be starting a career in the Serbian army, I'd say. Emissaries from the Sun Sea report that the forces have been successful in taking up arms against the Italian occupier, and they have won a great victory by capturing Bardia on the eastern Cyrenaica. They humbly request that we send more arms and officers to train a regular corps to take the field alongside their more irregular tribesmen. Would you spend 75 MPP to smuggle the requested officers and equipment in the form of regular corps to Bardia? Yes. And we've got 2 new German subs deploying. And maybe we should have deployed them in the port in hindsight. Yeah, then I would have been able to upgrade them immediately to sub 1 next turn. That was a mistake. Mild mistake. Oops, not sleep trench. Upgrade you. Okay. And any damage units up here, if we can repair them, we should. Okay, let's use some points to repair our semi-valuable ships here. Don't think I want to take a 2 to 3 exchange. Yeah, let's try to slink off to the gunman line. Okay. Ow. Okay. Definitely didn't want that, but... Well, we sent some ships to the bottom. 2 shells against 3 entrenchment, 3 shells against 5 entrenchment. Okay. Still gonna recon that one. And then we'll begin bombardment. took both locations. So with that, I think that should be basically the death knell to most Serbian resistance. Bulgaria should probably be joining on the next turn. We'll take up Montenegro, and then it'll be basically pushing through southern Serbia and Albania the upcoming turn. Oh, the fighter ran escort because the bomber did the bombing strike, even though it didn't need to run escort. Oops. Didn't need to, but it did it anyway. Okay. Okay, so this front's doing good. This front's fine, that front's fine. Okay, so these guys have no supply connections anymore. So they do have a national morale. I forgot the units. I can read it better. There's a secondary supply. So that's the supply in the pocket right now, coming from the Ivanagrad fortress. Otherwise, everyone else in the pocket is cut off. Oh, before I forget, recon run, please. I think operates where you can operate to is decided at the beginning of the turn. The end of the turn. Although I think I still will operate in this situation. Dump you there. If they want to put themselves in the marsh to get to my HQ there, if that's what they want, they can do that. I don't think that's a good idea for them, but that's very much their choice. Oh yeah, I can feel the Russian morale going away. our mountain guy back in the mountain position. Do some basic recovery, recover the escort. Yeah, probably the places where we would have had decent attacks here are up in the place where we needed to recover. So, is what it is. You've got supply of 9, so you can go outward. You're inbound. Oop, destroyer again. Going back with 0 supply. Do I risk the channel dash? No. No, I don't. You're starting to run low on supply, so we're going to start the process of working our way back. Sure, take that shot. Okay. Progress on the Russian front. I think Bulgaria is going to come in next turn. Brought these ships in for repairs. Let's finish those repairs. Was I smart? I would have placed those on the port so we could have upgraded them right away on the next turn. Which will presumably be what I do next turn. Bring him into repair. I think we got another turn before we got any of the low supply ones coming in. And then research as the Germans. We didn't hit infantry weapons. We will do next turn, so we'll definitely want to replace it. Replace the sub. It was the sub and logistics. So we've got like 70 space. I may want to do anti-submarine warfare at some point, just to improve the destroyers' capacity to keep British subs off, but... yeah, should probably do fighter development. We should get the fighters going. Fighter improvements going. Actually have quite a bit as Austria. Got artillery 1. Do you have anything that I should be purchasing as Austria? Oh, I will want Austro-Hungarian Marines. So let's get a bunch of Marines. That's going to be a very long payoff item, but it'll make sense when that gets used in the way that pays off. And then the Ottomans should really save up for another HQ. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Next turn, I think as I've probably repeated, I think the Bulgarians are coming in next turn. If not, they will be on the road to coming in, where it's too late to stop them, because they're up at 70. Once you're over 80, you get 5% a turn. Till you join. And I think the fall of both those cities should be both kicks in the pants to get them moving. Although we are in October, so the good fighting season's maybe about to go away. Although in a way, the good fighting season being about to go away is really good for us and our encirclement in Russia here. Didn't quite get as good of an encirclement as I did in my previous successful run. The previous one, I cut the line like here and here, so everything in here was encircled. This time they started to form a line east of the encirclement, so it won't be quite as effective. Although that means there will be a bunch of troops here that maybe we can catch in smaller pockets later on. Yeah, okay. And I do really want to get connection to the Ottoman Empire, so we can start shipping them resources so they can do fancier things as well. Okay. Serbian national morale falls due to loss of Niš and Pristina. Serbia moves the capital to Shukpu. That's probably not the sound it was supposed to make, but... Commander of the High Seas Fleet, Admiral von Foll. We have a new U-boat section being built. It has been adjusted. We complete the construction at Pola in the Adriatic. Sending men and materials to finish this in Austria-Hungary will cost us 50 MPP, and we'll deploy there next February. Else, we could deploy it in the Baltic in November. Sure. Go ahead and leave it, deploy it in the Adriatic. Interest in events in Serbia. Blockades, North Scotland. Friedrich Neumann's Mittel Europa is a bestseller in Germany. The English cricketer W.G. Grace dies at the age of 67. John Buchan's spy novel, The 39 Steps, is published. Germany develops infantry weapons level 1. Germany develops spying and intelligence level 1. Scientists progress in infantry weapons development for the Ottomans, 94%, so they'll be able to pick up level 1 probably the turn after next. Industry technology level 1 for the Ottomans. So they actually got 195. Granted, they're paying 75 to deploy the arms in Tripoli. So they're not necessarily going to have a lot to spend next turn. Although, that may have already been deducted. And yeah, up in the 300s for Austria-Hungary, just short of 500 for Germany because we spent a 50 on sending U-boats. Germans shoot Nurse Edith Cavell for helping British soldiers to escape. Italian transfers troops from Utrea to Tobruk. I'm thinking they might have picked up anti-submarine warfare 1 because that would track with the light cruisers having the ability to actually damage the subs. I think it's only the destroyers and the light cruisers that can get anti-sub damage. Our veteran subs doing some work. Defensive artillery. Oof, took damage from the defensive artillery before you go in. That's gotta make a bad assault. Oh, they're trying hard. We did lose the core in the end. And if you hear, that's something we can probably expect going on for basically the rest of the game at this point, is we're probably going to lose a core every turn or so in the Western Front. So we are going to have to do things to replace them. We've got enough reserves there, that's not a problem. Especially as long as it keeps happening on the top of the line, not the bottom of the line. Core suffers attrition to losses. Or suffers attrition due to poor supply, yeah. Venetius forces seize power in Salonika. So that is Greece joining the Entente. Italian frogmen strike at the Austro-Hungarian ports. Oh no. Churchill Power raiders disrupt the USA-UK convoy. And they still only got the raiding north of Scotland. So we lost the Guards Corps. Only one corps being lost, though. It's not too bad. And our intelligence reports are coming in, so we're going to start getting told about various things in various locations. Okay, so one of these corps wants to be the replacement for down here. At least the one we just lost. Where do I want to send the other one? Plop it here. And then this is also going to be HQ for down here. Second, Austro-Hungarian artillery. Could actually be very useful right there at the moment. Although it won't be able to fire this turn. Next turn it'll be able to fire. Okay, I'm going to run to port. We might as well take the dash to the port and get the supplies back. Take the 0-4 versus the DD. Aha, the sub's taking a destroyer to the bottom. Actually, I want you to stay right where you are. That'll help protect the battleship from a bunch of people jumping on it. In fact, we'll go and deploy the battle cruiser behind the battleship for similar reasons. gonna save them shells. Although I will take the 1 to 2 here. Okay, turned into 2 to 2 in actual fact, but... So where are we? I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the Bulgarians coming in. Yeah, they're over 81%, so they're coming. Just taking their sweet time about it. Oh, we want you to reposition to a different front. So fly you first, so you don't do a escort. And you had only 1 shell. Okay. Yeah, we probably do want to take the Montenegrin port. Although I might need to wait 2 turns before we can take it. I think our units need to recover a bit. Okay, before I send in people who are not currently in contact with the enemy, let's take the upgrades, the infantry weapon upgrades. Okay, so those are the ones that are not in contact. And we need to do some recovery. Like, you need to recover. Okay, let's pull you back. A little bit closer to some real supply for our units. I will take the 2 for 3, although that was maybe not the smartest of choices. 0 to 4. Okay. Reinforce you a bit. So that's the Eastern Front. Which, yeah, is not going well for the Russians. We just took another one of their national morale objectives. Okay. And while we're at it, let's try to grab our upgrades on our reserves. So they all got their infantry weapons upgraded. We can start swapping them out with the guys in the front, so the guys in the front get the infantry upgrades as well. Support. Support. So we can upgrade them with the improved sub-improvements next turn. You got supply of 5, so you should probably be coming back. You've gotten supply of 9. Okay, so you can keep going out and about. You've got supply of 8. I need someone to take over. Oh, although you're pretty shot up. Good supply, bit damaged. You want supply 4. We are going to probably need to go silent running to run the blockade. Yeah, so not necessarily a happy time for the subs in the Atlantic. Although they've definitely had worse days. Oh, interesting to see that sub is technically on silent running. Not that we have anything that can sink it, so it's pretty safe, but it doesn't always realize that. Grab the weapon upgrades where we've got the supply to German units. Anyway, at this point, we're pretty sure that Bulgaria is on the walking path to joining. Honestly, they were, by the time I got to this sort of state in Serbia, they were already in, but that might have been the direction I was attacking from and what I took. I definitely took Belgrade earlier in my previous run, so that might have been it. It's the delay in taking Belgrade, possibly. Got 2 shells, but really if we wanted to entrench these guys to attack them, I need 4. So there's at least another turn or 2 there. And we probably want to hold on to some for defensive bombardment. Yeah, so I don't think we spend anything on the Ottoman Empire. Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary probably wants to spend some stuff. Although maybe not on recruitment. Although, Mountain Core is real tempting. We'll take the Mountain Core and we'll spend the rest on Science. Yeah. We're about to get Gas Shell. I'll do the investment next turn, though, because getting a second one now is not going to make it faster. We're just going to lose the one, and the second one would already be invested. Invest it next turn. That's probably a better time to do it. Take another industry. And then Germany... finished Spy 1. Got a lot of them apparently finished recently. Okay. Ah, the infantry. So we want to replace the infantry one. Got all the advanced sub we need. Ah, industry tank's perfect. Takes us up to a perfect 1,600. So until something completes, and okay, industry is probably going to complete, so we'll probably just put another one in industry. No place to invest in Germany. And we'll save the rest again, the 800 or something. We're probably going to get spent on Bulgaria. Because when Bulgaria gets in, we're going to give Bulgarian HQ, we're going to give Bulgarian artillery, we're going to give Bulgarian cores. Those aren't cheap. That adds up. And that's basically what we're going to want to do is, like, Bulgaria thing, Bulgaria thing, Bulgaria thing, as soon as Bulgaria's in. Let's cycle the turn, and then we'll end the recording part for YouTube. Serbian morale falls due to the loss of Pack. Green detachment deploys at Trebuk. General Danglis is appointed commander of the Greek armed forces. Greece joins the Entente. Entente raiders are disrupting the Norway-Germany convoys again. They're still north of Scotland blockading. Winston Churchill goes to France to serve on the front. Germany develops industrial technology level 2. Austria-Hungary develops gas shell production level 1. Extra development in industry tech for Austria-Hungary. Just barely missed it with extra development for trench warfare in the Ottomans. Doing a lot of raining in the Mediterranean down here. And that's the payout, so just short of 200 on the Emperor. Arabs rise in a revolt against the Ottomans. So that'll be a national morale hit, but otherwise that's not particularly concerning. Submarine dives from attack. I think that was the Serbian Montenegrin HQs retreating into Greece. thinking. Or it's doing a bunch of movement which I can't see. Or both. Defensive artillery. I think we only had 2 shells, so that's all the defensive artillery we're gonna get. Well, the Serbians are doing their best to stop us. French and British counterattack. We lost the Hex again. Interesting, they put a damaged one in the Hex. And leave a different Hex unsecured. Although, they might backfill that Hex. There they go. A veteran, overstrength Colonial Brigade is a replacement. Fights as well as a normal brigade. Or not brigade, Colonial Corps. Fights as well as a normal corps. Ottoman Empire is shocked by the Arab revolt. Ottoman morale falls due to loss of Medina. The prospect of aid from Salonika boosts Serbian national morale. Entente liberate Arabia. Norway complains at Entente attacks on their merchantmen. Arabs rise against the Ottomans. Central Powers disrupt Greece UK, Canada UK, and UK Russia convoys. Naval units north of Scotland blockade imports through Germany. Entente naval units and blockade imports in the North Sea. Okay, so they're on both blockade lines again. Sharif Hassun denounces the Ottomans for having rejected God's word. The first Bavarian Corps destroyed. And that's mostly repeats. So we get another Dreadnought for Austria-Hungary. Doesn't come in at full health, so I should probably make sure it's in one of our ports. One of our safer ports. Mountain Corps. And the Austro-Hungarian 3rd Artillery, which needs to be deployed to this front. This is where we're going to put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to record at least one more part tonight. I may go for 2. I may record an extra spare. Yeah. So if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around as well. We're going to take a short break so I can get up and stretch the legs, a little bit between parts here, as we have been going on for an hour. So until the next part, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.